Yes, a very good morning, guys, and welcome back to another daily market outlook. Starting off with euro dollar. So euro dollar has now pushed back downwards in towards that area of demand, which we mentioned in yesterday's video. So overall, pretty much euro dollar is just, let's call it, stuck inside pretty much a range from this high in towards that fractal low over here. So pretty much anything can happen at this point. Obviously, we have an area of demand positioned over here where price is pushing towards. Very curious to see what will happen once euro dollar reaches that zone. Then we might just start ranging back up again. Obviously, it's December, so not surprised if we just keep on ranging kind of like in between these two levels. But what I'll be looking for, obviously, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, is a short once we break that fractal low, which we have positioned over here. So what I'll be waiting for is that push down, then a pullback in towards the area of supply that is then creative. With the fractal high somewhere here or maybe here, and then we look to short from that area of supply back down in towards this area of demand as our first target, obviously. So that's what we'll be waiting for on euro dollar. For the rest, no setups inside of this range overall. Obviously, we can still see euro dollar from a 15-minute perspective reacting to each supply zone pretty much that we draw in. But again, because the 15-minute trend is still bullish, as long as this low holds over here, I'm not really looking yet to short somewhere inside here yet. So just follow the overall order flow on the 4-hour. Keep an eye, see if that bearish momentum comes in. Obviously, fractal structures from this low in towards this high, but the overall swing structure, which is far more important, is from this high in towards this low. So the best way to really kind of trade this kind of price action is really wait for that convincing and stronger push down, and then look for that short with a clear and clean fractal high. Because obviously, let's say we break this fractal low over here, and this is kind of like an internal fractal low, let's say inside this range from this low in towards this high. Yeah, okay, well, obviously you could, let's say this is then a fractal high which broke this fractal low. This is a buy before the sell, so I want to short this. But then again, you're kind of like trading inside this range, and especially being at December, you can kind of get stuck inside this kind of dirty price action. So I advise just wait, look for this low to go, and then we'll start just selling euro dollar. So that's that on euro dollar. Moving on in towards the dollar index, just a quick overview. Very similar to euro dollar, obviously. Also a little bit rangy, respecting supply so far, but I am looking to see if we can take out this area of the highs soon, and then potentially also take out this fractal high to kind of see a deeper push back in towards the highs, potentially back up in towards this area of supply over here. But for that to happen, we kind of like need some more bullish momentum. At least what I said yesterday, Wednesday is kind of that reversal day. As we can clearly see, coming into Wednesday, we started to see that reversal up. So let's see if we can continue, break the highs, and potentially start pushing up higher in towards like 103,500. So that's the dollar index. Then going on in towards Aussie dollar. So Aussie dollar overall from let's focus on the 4-hour for today. So from a 4-hour perspective, what has now happened? Well, obviously we've seen slowdown in towards the highs. So now we've seen a bearish fractal break of the structure. So fractal break over here on bearish order flow. So this is now your buy before the sell, liquidity being built up over here. So I'm now looking to see, okay, can we push up? And then, for example, a further push down to facilitate that overall 4-hour pullback, which I'm still looking for. Obviously, we're still trading in premium, so that is now the setup I'm looking for. Potential short from this buy before the sell, which caused a fractal break of structure. We have pushed in towards this area of demand, so yeah, that is now causing a reaction point. But overall, it is, of course, far more favorable that we do see that deeper pullback in towards an area of daily demand, in towards an area of 4-hour demand. So that's what I'm now waiting for. There is always some supply in these kind of wicks over here, which we're looking at over here on the daily. So that is now causing price suppression. So let's see if we can continue with the overall bearish momentum on Aussie dollar and see what happens. Overall, just to clarify, because I don't have the 15-minute structure drawn on over here yet, but if we do draw on that 15-minute structure, then it becomes also very clear why we're looking for those shorts, because overall we had another 15-minute BOS over here, then another 15-minute BOS over here. This becomes your 15-minute low. this become now your 50-minute high. This is now your 50-minute low. So this is now the range that you're trading in on the 15-minute. So as you can very clearly see, exact pullback in towards that 50-minute EQ. So now what I'm looking for is a pullback pretty much in towards this refined area of 50-minute supply. Once we tap in towards there, look for our entry model, and then we will get in on a short. So that's Aussie dollar. Moving on in towards pound dollar. So pound dollar over here on the 4 hour. Yeah, so what has happened is that we've broken this fractal low over here. So this is the fractal low, which has broken the fractal high over here. So after break of that fractal high, you then obviously create kind of like this demand zone, this sell for the buy. So we can clearly see slowdown, but no real kind of like conviction that there's going to be a reversal inbound. So then what happens, we break the fractal low over here, meaning that this then becomes your fractal high, this bullish doji candle over here. So we push down, but then pull back, then this fractal high breaks this fractal low. And now what has happened once again, this fractal low gets broken by, let me see, yeah, this fractal high. So this is now the fractal high. If we now see a strong bearish candle close over here on GU, this is then your buy for the sell. And now we're just following order flow in towards the downside. So overall what happened was that we had this buy for the sell, we tap in and then we move back out again. Let me just adjust it. So we tap in and then we move straight back out again. So it's very clear that the bearish order flow is now holding. So now what I'm waiting for is to short obviously further down in towards like 1.257. So let's see if we kind of get a pullback and then a push down once again. That is now what I'm looking for on GU. Going in towards 15. Yeah, also kind of makes sense at the moment. If we break this 15-minute low over here and see close below it, that would be perfect. And then obviously we keep an eye on a potential pullback in towards kind of like a daily open price around here, where we also have our supply zone. And then we look for that further downside on GU. So that is that on pound dollar. I'm waiting for us to hit these lower prices on the 4 hour for now and kind of like form potentially some kind of corrective pattern in towards the downside. So keeping my eyes open. Then NZDUSD. So NZDUSD is at the moment inside this demand zone. So NZDUSD is kind of like a lone wolf, moving a little bit differently to the other ones. At the moment, we're very clean moving towards the sell before the buy. So now what I'm looking for is a takeout of this high over here. So this is now your fractal high, which took out this fractal low over here. So now what I want to see is, and again guys, this is pretty much what happens. Never mind. What I was referring to is kind of like this buy before the sell. You tap in with this bullish candle and then straight away you move back out again. But that's not the focus of today. What I really want to focus on is overall, this is your low. This over here is your swing high. So now what has price done? Price has now pulled back pretty much exactly again in towards the 0.5 of the overall range. Now what we're waiting for is, okay, can we break above this fractal high, then create our area of demand over here, pull back and then push out again. That is what you want to look for on NZDUSD, but you want to see like strong bullish momentum. So the next 4 hour candle needs to be this strong 4 hour candle if you want to see a real good trade opportunity, not some weak rangy candle, because then you have the 4 hour swing structure, you have the 4 hour fractal structure, and then it would make sense for a trade to take place. So that is that from a 4 hour perspective. Now moving on in towards gold, last of all. So gold, what have we done? We have been ranging. Not much as of now. Obviously, we pulled back in towards that demand zone, which I pointed out yesterday. Like this is what we're looking for. So looking for a potential long to trade it up higher at the moment. So yeah, what can we say overall on the 4 hour? Not that much. What you preferably would want to see now is, of course, that change of character again. So break this high over here, then look for that potential long. But yeah, you need, again, like a strong bullish candle so that there's clear demand positioned over here. So that is what I'm looking for, because overall, I mean, if you go just quickly into daily, we've pulled back in towards daily demand situated over here, right? Very clear. Boom, straight pushing towards the highs. So then what happens? Daily change in the fractal structure, because we broke this daily fractal high. again, this daily fractal high broke this daily fractal low over here. Then what happens? This is your sell for the buy. So you move in towards that sell for the buy and you move out again. So now what do we want to see? We want to see that bullish continuation. So I'll be convinced that we're going to see that bullish continuation once we break this fractal high over here. That means that this is then your fractal low. And then it will be far more easy to trade it upwards. But for now, it's still just ranging. So it's still a little bit dangerous to trade it. But yeah, I mean, just wait for the fractal high over here on the 4-hour time frame to go. And then we'll see if we can, trade it up higher. That is now what I'm waiting for. Wait for a strong bullish impulse candle. Clear demand needs to be created, because just another weak candle breaking this fractal high doesn't really mean anything, because again, we can't really cleanly note down any area of demand. So yeah, guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic day, and we will speak very, very soon. Thanks, guys.